Hello BBN. At least according to ESPN, there is a chance that Otega Oweh will return. Let's take a look at an article I was just reading about Kentucky involving Oweh. Before that, subscribe to the channel to receive more news about the Wildcats, Otega. Oweh's absence from ESPN's latest mock draft could be seen as a strong possibility that he will return to Kentucky, and that is extremely optimistic news for BBN fans. While the mock draft is not definitive, it offers a clear picture of the current perceptions of NBA teams about the available prospects. And, in this case, suggests that Oweh has not yet gained the consensus necessary to secure a position in the first round of the draft. This reality could end up being the deciding factor in his return to college, where he has everything to continue developing and consolidate himself as an even bigger star. The May 28th deadline is fast approaching, but there are strong indications that Oweh is willing to prioritize his long-term development. He is reportedly seeking a first-round guarantee as a condition of remaining in the draft process, which demonstrates maturity and strategy in his approach. Should that guarantee not be met, a return to Kentucky seems the most likely scenario. And for the Wildcats, that would be a priceless gift. If Otega Oweh does return, he will join a team that is already loaded with talent and promise, immediately boosting the team's chances of success next season. His offensive leadership was key to the team last season, when he emerged as the Wildcats' leading scorer. With his physical presence, playmaking ability, and ability to score in key moments, Oweh has the ideal profile to be the driving force behind a team that is aiming for a national title. Additionally, his experience with the program and understanding of the dynamics of the game under Mark Pope will be essential to maintaining cohesion and competitiveness on the roster. Another important consideration is the impact that Oweh's return will have on the team's narrative. A player of his skill level choosing to return to college sends a powerful message to both fans and high-profile recruiters. Kentucky basketball remains an irresistible destination for those looking to compete at the highest level while preparing for the NBA. Oweh's decision to stay will not only strengthen the team, but it will also reinforce the program's reputation as a place where players can grow, mature, and maximize their potential. In addition, the extra time in Lexington will give Oweh the opportunity to work on specific areas of his game that could further increase his value to the NBA. Over the next year, he will be able to improve his three-point shooting consistency, improve his defensive efficiency, and expand his offensive repertoire, all of which are highly valued by professional teams. The competitive environment and coaching support offered by Kentucky are ideal for this type of growth, and Mark Pope will certainly have a detailed plan in place to help Oweh achieve his goals. Oweh's participation in the NBA draft combine in Chicago should also be viewed as part of this decision-making process. The 5-on-5 practices provide a crucial platform for him to showcase his skills in front of scouts and league executives. However, even if his performance there does not result in a first-round pick, that does not diminish the value he would bring back to Kentucky. Quite the contrary. A return to college would be a strategic choice that would benefit all parties involved. Wildcats fans are eager to see how this story unfolds, but there is solid reason for optimism. Kentucky basketball has always thrived on attracting players who strive for excellence and are willing to take on significant challenges. If Otega Oweh decides to return, he will be doing just that, investing in himself while helping to build a team capable of competing for a national title. And for BBN, that means another exciting season filled with renewed hope and expectations. Otega Oweh's situation is a perfect example of how individual decisions can shape the future of an iconic program. His return to Kentucky would be a win-win for everyone. For him as a developing player, for the team as a dominant force in college basketball, and for the fans who are eager for more glory inside Rupp Arena. Regardless of what happens in the coming days, the prospect of seeing him in the blue and white uniform again is what everyone wants. If you want the guy back, at the end of this video, I want to see your comment. This is a big surprise. Lowe's decision to wear the Wildcats uniform was influenced by two names that have already written memorable chapters in the team's history: Aaron and Andrew Harrison. This interplay between past and present demonstrates how Kentucky's legacy lives on, shaping the future with the same passion and dedication that has always characterized BBN. Since announcing his transfer from the Pittsburgh Panthers, Lowe has been seen as a crucial addition to Mark Pope's plans in his quest to return Kentucky to the top of college basketball. But what makes this story even more special is how it unfolded behind the scenes. The Harrison twins, icons of the 2013-2015 seasons under John Calipari, were directly involved in Lowe's decision. They not only served as emotional and strategic bridges, but also reinforced the powerful bond that unites players of different generations under the blue and white mantle. Aaron Harrison, in particular, brought to light details that humanize this connection. He's known Lowe since they were both kids, when they were both part of Houston's vibrant basketball scene, a city that has been producing extraordinary talent for decades. "I've known Jalen since he was literally a baby," Aaron said, in a comment that reveals not only a closeness but also admiration for the young athlete's path. For the Harrisons, seeing Lowe choose Kentucky isn't just a win for the program. It's a personal celebration of everything basketball represents in their lives, and it's not just about nostalgia or family ties. Aaron and Andrew know better than anyone what it means to play under the pressure and grandeur that surrounds Rupp Arena. They've experienced the overwhelming heat of the crowd, the sky-high expectations, and the responsibility of representing one of the most iconic brands in college sports. Now, they're willing to share those experiences with Lowe, offering guidance and advice that could make all the difference in his transition to Lexington. "I'm happy for him and proud of him. I'll definitely give him any advice he needs," Aaron said, noting the continued commitment former players have to the success of the program. For Mark Pope, Lowe's arrival represents a pivotal moment in his rebuilding of the team. Lowe, with his dynamic style and versatility, promises to be a key part of that process. His ability on the court, combined with the competitive mentality that Kentucky has always valued, makes him a player who can not only contribute immediately, but also inspire his teammates. Furthermore, the Harrisons' influence on Lowe's decision is a powerful reminder of how Kentucky basketball transcends eras and coaches. It is an institution that, regardless of changes in leadership or strategy, maintains its essence intact. Players who pass through the program not only leave their mark on the program, but also remain connected to it, forming a support network that benefits both veterans and newcomers. In that sense, the presence of Aaron and Andrew as informal mentors to Lowe is a shining example of that continuity. Known for its unwavering loyalty and fervent passion, BBN will certainly welcome Jalen Lowe with open arms. The fact that he has been influenced by such respected figures as the Harrison twins only adds to the anticipation surrounding his arrival. Fans know that when a player arrives at Kentucky with this kind of backing, he brings with him not only talent, but also the promise of something greater. The possibility of reliving past glories and building new stories to celebrate. With a combination of youth, experience, and tradition, the Wildcats are preparing for another season that promises to be full of excitement, challenges, and, who knows, memorable achievements. And at the center of it all is Jalen Lowe, a young athlete ready to embrace the opportunity of a lifetime and write his own chapter in the rich history of Kentucky basketball. This is terrible. Kentucky football, under Stoops, is facing one of the most intriguing times in its recent history. After a 2024 season that left BBN with a sour taste in its mouth, a 4-8 record, and a performance below expectations, the program is now dealing with the practical consequences of that decline. A significant drop in season ticket sales for the 2025 season. But even with these uninspiring numbers, there is something fascinating happening behind the scenes at Kroger Field. A rebuilding process led by a coach who is not only holding firm, but appears more determined than ever. Ticket sales are down 12.7% from the same period last year, with only 75% of season ticket holders renewing their seats by mid-May. That number is a significant blow to a program that in recent years had celebrated attendance records, with more than 40,000 consecutive tickets sold. Now, with 31,100 tickets secured to date, Kentucky is on pace for its worst totals since the 2021 post-pandemic transition, when crowd restrictions were still a reality. It's impossible to ignore the emotional toll a disappointing season can take on fans. After all, college football isn't just a sport, it's a community, a tradition, a shared identity. And when that identity suffers a setback, confidence falters too. But here's the kicker. Mark Stoops is not someone who shrinks from challenge. Far from it. He has embraced adversity with an almost visceral grip, turning it into fuel for a complete roster overhaul. There were 29 transfer portal departures, a retention rate of just 47%, but there were also 21 new high school talents and 24 transfers. That means the 2025 team will be virtually unrecognizable from the group that struggled so much last year. There's something deeply ambitious about that approach. Stoops isn't just tweaking pieces, he's reinventing the team, recapturing its essence while incorporating new elements. It's like watching a sculptor tear down an unfinished work to shape something even grander. Of course, the cold-blooded ticket sales numbers reflect a certain wariness on the part of fans. No one can blame them for adopting a show me, don't tell me approach. Season-long package prices, ranging from $300 to $700, remain unchanged. But the reduction in one home game, 7 games in 2025 versus 8 in 2024, makes the offer slightly less appealing to some. But what really matters here is the message Stoops has been conveying, both on and off the field. He understands the gravity of the moment and is committed to regaining the trust of those who have always supported the program. In a candid interview with KSR in March, Stoops displayed a rare authenticity. He didn't try to gloss over past mistakes or downplay criticism. On the contrary, he has embraced them. "I'm not so stubborn that I won't try to embrace any challenge, any obstacle to get better," he said. Those words aren't just empty pep talk. They're echoed in the concrete actions he's taken since the 2024 season ended. Since that Sunday after the loss to Louisville, Stoops and his staff have worked tirelessly, as if each day is an opportunity to redefine the program's destiny. There's something deeply human about it. Stoops isn't just trying to rebuild a team, he's trying to rebuild a connection. He knows that college football is fueled by emotion, passion, and the belief that something bigger is being built, and he's willing to do the hard work necessary to restore that. When he says, "I love this place," it doesn't feel like a cliché. It feels genuine. It feels like the testimony of someone who has not only lived through the ups and downs of Kentucky football, but who is also willing to dive headfirst into the discomfort to get the program back where it belongs. The truth is, no one can predict with certainty what the future holds for Kentucky in 2025. But what is clear is that Mark Stoops is throwing everything he has into this renewal project. He has promised grit, competitiveness, and discipline, the traits that have always defined his style of play. And while current ticket sales numbers may suggest a temporary departure, there is something captivating about the idea of a veteran coach with nearly 13 years on the job putting it all on the line to prove that he still has a lot left in Kentucky football. Let me hear your thoughts now.